I
Interesting.
think
Okay.
we're going to add a zero. I think we're going to 10x the market cap, and we're going to, back to that 3 trillion level, and we're going to, not back to, we're going to the
going
3
through it.
trillion level, and I think that's coming, and
Yeah.
it doesn't have to come tomorrow, and it doesn't even have to come next month or even by April, May. I think it's, Q1, Q2 of next year.
At the time of writing, Bitcoin is trading for $23,888, up 9% over the past week. Opinions on the price movement of the cryptocurrency are divided between those who think this is the ultimate bull trap and those who think $15,000 was the low and that Bitcoin is now headed for a bull run. For instance, a pseudo-anonymous analyst named Capo warned his 710,000 Twitter followers that the current rally for cryptocurrencies will not go well. The upward movement and the way high time frame resistances are being tested clearly look manipulated, and this is the biggest bull trap I've ever seen. On the other hand, pseudo-anonymous analyst PlanB told his million-plus followers that this is the beginning of the bull run, and strong indicators suggest so. To be clear, in my opinion, current price action suggests that this is the beginning of the bull run. Mark Yusko, an investor, expressed his belief that the bull run in Bitcoin is only getting started in a comment made by PlanB. In an interview with the Paul Barron Network for his book Falls in Between the Extremes, Yusko stated that he believed we were in the crypto spring and that this run up to 23,000 could very well see a retracement to 18,000 because things can get choppy in the springtime. However, Yusko believes that with the halving just around the corner, we are headed for new highs in 2024. Let's hear what Yusko has to say first. But until we hear from Yusko, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, so we will provide daily content to keep you updated on the latest news.
So a couple things. So on the macro side, I don't think we're out of the woods. I don't think we're on the precipice of some calamity either. I've said for probably the last year that this recession, and I actually believe we're in the recession, right? Mm-hmm. I think they'll call it retrospectively. They'll say it probably started, March, April last year, and we're probably closer to the end than we are to the beginning. But it's a shallow recession, very, very similar in my mind to the 01 recession, right? 01 didn't even really feel like a recession, other than the fact that things got exacerbated by the lockdowns following 9/11. And, you think about the future, we got bad demographic trends, right? We got a lot of people from our age cohort, the boomers, that are turning 65 to 85 and starting to retire. And that's negative for productivity. It's negative for working age population growth. GDP equals working age population growth plus GDP. Both of those are sub 1%. So other than, cheating, like by selling oil in the SPR, it's going to be tough to get greater than 2% GDP. So it's going to feel not very good. You throw on top of that the Fed continuing to tighten. Everybody says, oh, they're pivoting. Well, they haven't pivoted yet. They slowed the pace of tightening from 75 to 50. And now people are saying, oh, it's going to be 25 this month. Maybe. We'll see. But even that is still hiking. That's not cutting. And so I think the macro is still a headwind. Is that now on crypto? I think we're in the middle of one of the great short squeezes of all time, and it's not just crypto; it's everywhere, right? If you look at this month, right, the first 3 weeks of January, the crappier the company, and crappy is a technical term, the crappier the company, the more money they lose, the worse the business, the more it's up. Peloton, Zoom, GameStop, AMC, 60, 70, 80% this month. Forget, over any meaningful period of time. And we're talking 3 weeks. Now, the problem is, when you're down 95% and then you rally 80%, you're still down, in the 90s. So it's not really that good. But there's a interesting thing going on this year, Paul, that hasn't happened for a long time. So years ago, there used to be something called the January effect, where people would sell their losers in December for the tax loss.
Right.
And they had to wait 30 days to buy them back. So in January, all the stuff that was horrible the year before did really, really well. And it was known as the January effect. And it was really small cap and micro cap names by and large. And that's where the excess returns for the year came from. Well, they changed the tax laws a number of years ago that made mutual funds sell by October 31st, not December 31st. And so the January effect got shifted to November. So if you look in the middle of November, just about every year, you have this 2-3 week period where the crappiest companies, right, the things that were just horrible all year, did really well. And you didn't get the January effect. Well, this year, last year was so bad. Like everything was down. Stocks were down, bonds were down, small cap, large cap, international, emerging markets, everything was down, crypto. So the regular folks actually did some tax loss selling. So those tax loss sales were of the horrible companies like Peloton and Zoom and AMC.
Right.
And they now are rallying in a huge short squeeze. And Bitcoin, I think I have this right. Binance just had over a $500 million collapse of shorts on their platform. So we are way oversold. I'm sorry, way overbought. We are as overbought as I've ever seen Bitcoin. So I still believe we're in crypto spring. Crypto winter's over. We got through Hurricane Sam, which I didn't anticipate. And that's where we went. We were at kind of 18,000, and that's what I thought was the bottom. And then we had Hurricane Sam that took us down to 15. And now, we got back to 18. That to me is spring. Spring is choppy, ugly, not really up and to the right. Up and to the right is summer. Summer's still 3, 4, 5 months off in anticipation of the halving. But, so could we have a retracement back to 18 before we head? We're not. There are a lot of people saying we're going to be new all-time highs this year. Possible.
That's interesting.
Definitely likely in early 24. Here's an interesting stat. Every halving adds a zero, meaning it increases the market cap of the Bitcoin asset by tenfold. So we went from 1 to 10 in the first halving. Then we went from 10 to 100, from 100 to 1,000, went to 10,000 in the last one. And I think, January, February next year, we go to the 100K. And we'll surpass that, because then the next one after that, brace yourselves, right, is 1 million 4 years later in 2028. People say that could never happen. No, it will happen. It's just going to take time.
Do you agree that price doesn't matter in the short term? Leave a comment if you found the content interesting. Click in like button. It really helps the channel find viewers similar to you. If you're new to the channel or haven't subscribed to it, click in subscribe button. We post content daily to keep you up to date on the current market and news. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.